Almost everything you've been told about AI is either wildly overhyped or completely wrong. The tech press says it's going to change everything overnight. Your competitors are claiming that they are all over it. And the last time you tried it yourself, it produced something so generic you could have written it yourself better in 10 minutes. All three of these things are true, and none of them is the full picture. This is not a series for people who are excited about AI. It's for people who are running a real business, have real things to get on with, and need an honest answer to the question, what does this actually mean for me? What is real? What is hype? And is there something here that is actually worth my time? I think there is, but I want to earn your trust before I expect you to take me on faith. So let's start with what's genuinely happening. There is a concept that people who work closely with AI tend to use. The overhang. The idea is this. Right now, AI is considerably more capable than most people believe it is. The gap between what AI can do and what most business owners think it can do is one of the biggest gaps in professional knowledge I've seen in a long time. The reason this gap exists is not because business owners are slow or behind, it is the way most people first encounter AI. You type a question, it replies. You copy the answer into wherever it needs to go and move on. Ask a question, copy the answer, paste it somewhere else, over and over. And that is the experience most people have had. And that's like being handed a genuinely remarkable piece of equipment and using it as a doorstop. The tool is not the problem, the approach is. You're not getting limited results because AI is limited. You're getting limited results because nobody has shown you how to actually use it yet. And that is the honest starting point, and it's also where the opportunity sits. Now, I hear a particular objection at this point. AI has been the next big thing for years. It has been coming since before smartphones were a thing. So what has actually changed? And there are three things that changed, and all three changed in roughly the last 18 months. The first is intelligence. Think about a pan of water on the hob. The temperature rises slowly for a long time, and then it boils. It looks like it happened suddenly, but the energy was building the whole time. AI capability worked exactly like that, and then, without much fanfare, it crossed into something that is genuinely professional grade for a wide range of tasks. Not every task, but enough to matter for your business. The second is connection. There is now a standard way for AI to plug into other business tools, your email, your calendar, your documents, your systems. Think like USB-C for AI. It's one universal adapter that connects almost everything. The infrastructure did not exist in a useful form 2 years ago, but now it does, and it changes what's possible considerably. The third is cost. In the last 12 months, the cost of running AI on real business tasks has dropped roughly 40 times. And that trajectory is continuing. What that means in practice is that everything in this series is accessible for around £20 a month. This is not a technology with an enterprise budget requirement. It is sitting there waiting. None of those things were true simultaneously until very recently. All three being true at once is what has changed. But before we go any further, I want to deal with something that gets in the way. When I hear of people hearing like AI, a particular image appears. You've got like robots, Terminator, some kind of super intelligence with its own agenda that can't be reasoned with. And that is not what we're dealing with, not even remotely. AI is not plotting anything. It's a tool, a remarkable one in certain areas, a genuinely limited one in others. This series will be honest about both. The science fiction picture is not just inaccurate, it actively prevents you from seeing what is actually in front of you. There is one more thing to introduce before we finish on this episode, not to explain fully, just to place here because it runs through the whole second half of this series, is think of the tools that we used to work with, knowledge, as a three-rung ladder. At the bottom, you've got documents, static information that you read, but that cannot talk back. In the middle, chatbots, two-way conversation, you ask, it answers, but it's confined to a window. At the top, you've got AI agents. It doesn't just answer, but it also acts. It can read the situation, make decisions, and get things done without you triggering every step. Most businesses right now are sitting on rung 2. The second half of this series is about Run 3 and what that looks like in practice and what it means for a business. I'm not asking you to understand what that looks like just now, just know that there's going to be different steps up that ladder. Here's what I want you to take from this episode. You're not late, the window is wide open. Most businesses are still using AI like a glorified copy and paste tool, which means the gap between where most businesses are and where they could be is enormous. And the gap is the opportunity, and right now it is still yours. But it will not stay open forever. As more business owners understand what AI can genuinely do, the advantage of understanding it first closes. Not overnight, but it will close. The right question is not, should I care about AI? It's more a useful one. How much of this do I actually need to understand right now? And that's what this series is designed to answer. In the next episode, we're going to kill the biggest myth about AI, the one that is probably holding you back right now. Subscribe, follow, wherever you're watching this so you don't miss